What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back today with more Danmachi. Today, of course, we've got the news. Let's jump in. Some expected stuff here. We have a rerun tale of this event, and you guys know along with that is going to come a so it says description maximum break 4-star infiltrating Medigod Miach. This is from the OVA event from season 3. Nothing really new here. We've had these units for a while. They're all general pool units. They're all around. Some of these units are actually still kind of good, actually, which is the shocking part. But I'll be honest with you guys, it's really just not worth pulling on these banners. There are a couple of balance adjustments, but not as many as I would have kind of hoped for, if I'm honest. We'll go through all the numbers and all that tomorrow, but the main thing to understand is Naza. SA buff for 4 turns instead of 2. Her skill 1 is 70% agility strength instead of 65, and is mid instead of low. Skill 2 is a high, becomes a super, removes penetration rate buffs as well. And skill 3 was also high, now becomes a super. Daphne is SA, her SA is 70% per agility buff instead of 60. 30% single target debuff instead of 25, 70% per agility buff instead of 60, passes are 45, strength and dex instead of 40. You know, none of this is really all that groundbreaking, and with the numbers we get out of the anniversary units from this year, you know, these units aren't really going to stand up in a few months' time. Cassandra, her SA adds foes plural ailment resist down 40%, which is actually really nice. And her skill 1 buffs are 40% instead of 35. And 4 additional actions, allies 40% HP heal, and shorten status buffs by 2 turns. There's obviously a few more things to go over with these. We'll talk about them tomorrow in the Before You Summon video, but largely, most of these units, while good now, in, 2-3 months' time, they'll probably be pretty outdated. I'm going to be honest. I mean, you're talking Season 3 units here, instead of, 2-year-old units, basically. So here's the latest info. So we actually have the second part of Astrea Record incoming. Planned to release in Japan on November 15th. That means it's going to be about a year out for us. And appropriately, exactly as we predicted, we are getting... so we're going to get 50 hours present for that, but we are getting a new Lyra unit. Okay? So, let's check that out. Lyra is a 4366 HP. Magic unit, 2010 for magic stat, 1266 for agility, which is really good. Dex is also really good at 1006. The only thing that's kind of lackluster with her is that endurance stat at 522. Her skill 1, once again, we'll talk about this in a little more detail tomorrow. Her skill 1 is 91 MP cost, foes plural, super thunder magic attack with ultra and counter rate, removes self-status buffs and foes agility and thunder resist down 40% for 5 turns with 2 additional actions, foes mid-thunder magic attack, and shorten foes status and magic and agility buffs, and allies strength, magic, and agility debuffs by 3 turns. There's a lot going on there. We'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow. Skill 2 is a 46 MP cost, allies fast 30% HP heal and guard rate, and AoE and single target damage taken down 30% for 3 turns. That's all allies. That's actually really good. Self, magic, agility, and thunder attack damage, and physical resist to magic resist plus 60%. Skill 3 is a foe singular super thunder magic attack with ultra and guard rate, temporary great magic boost, and sleep. So, really solid unit. Like a really, really, really solid unit. I like Lyra a lot. She's Thunder, so, not the best team at the moment, but they are getting better by the moment. Now, along with Lyra, you can guess, it's going to be Kaguya. And she has got a 4616 HP, which is a really solid HP stat. She's physical at 2179, 757 endurance, 1004 dex, and 1159 agility. So she's not going to be as fast, but she's going to be a little bit more tanky, obviously. So, not as she's gonna be a tank, but she's gonna take more damage than Lyra will. That's just generally physical units do anyway over magic units. Just kind of the way most everything goes. So, skill 1 is a 74 MP cost, foes plural, super physical resist. I'm sorry, 74 MP cost, Foes slow. What's that super? Slow, physical resist down 35% for 5 turns. Self agility 70% for 5 turns and 1 additional action. Foes plural, mid thunder physical attack with ultra penetration rate. Skill damage 35% per foe singular. Strength, magic, agility buff, and remove strength, magic, and agility buffs. So, a lot going on there. Her skill 2 is a 55 MP cost self. Fast, strength, and dex plus 60% dark attack damage, and a disengaged charge gain 100% for 1 turn, and remove status debuffs. Skill 3 being a 65 MP cost, foes plural, fast, super dark physical attack with ultra and counter rate, skill damage, and that's a foes plural, skill damage 20% per foe singular, strength, magic, and agility buff, and self, strength, dex, and dark attack damage plus 60% for 2 turns. She's got a weird build. She had a strange build. I'll have to really, digest that to really give you some recommendations on it. Her SA is an ultra dark physical attack with ultra penetration rate, skill damage 60% for self, strength, magic, agility debuff. Foes plural, physical resist down 60% for 3 turns. So, 2 really interesting units. Kaguya I like a lot, but I really gotta digest her team and what she does before I really give a recommendation on it. But it looks like she's time limited. I didn't think the last ones were. But yeah, apparently she's time limited. So get them while they're here, or they will be gone. Worth noting. Definitely worth noting. Maybe the last Astrea record was record ones were 2, and I just don't remember it right. But 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th will be guaranteed to be a new 4-star unit. There's only 2 units on the banner, at least two new banner units. So your odds of maxing them are a little better than normal. Exclusive equipment for Kaguya and Lyra will be available again in the Hot Springs in the Dungeon God of Bath Forever exchange. So if you didn't get their exchange items before, if you don't have their weapons or whatever, you weren't around for the anniversary, they'll be available again. Definitely get those. But it looks like it's going to be the same weapons, not new weapons. Unless I'm mistaken on that. That's the way I read that. Raid event, unite the power of your Familia. Familia Rush is back. Skill 1 this time. This Familia Rush will be back next Thursday. Not this week, but next week. Says here, Card Soldier. ×5. Phantasma Killer's effective. Fire magic attacks are effective. Allies increase wind attack damage, and foes decrease strength and magic. So you need to get rid of those strength and magic debuffs. Physical resistance up 30, magic resistance down 30, fire resistance down 20, and everything else is neutral. Fire magic attacks against all targets are effective. An attacker like White Queen Reveria can keep damage consistent even when suffering from strength and magic debuffs. You will want to primarily focus on all targets, but consider counterattacks and single target attacks are still an important source of damage. For that reason, Mad Hatter Hermes can make an effective ally with his ability to buff both single and AoE. Basically, they did tell you there, hint hint, that countering is going to be an effective thing here, especially with that many foes. Bandersnatch ×3, that's... I'm not even going to touch that one with the 10-foot pole. Phantasma Killer's effective. Water physical attacks are effective. Enemy skill, foes plural, remove status debuffs. Physical resistance down 40, magic is neutral. Fire is up 30, water is down 60, and everything else, like you see here, is neutral. Water physical attacks are effective. Lost Girl Eyes and Knight of Clubs Raoul are good choices here thanks to their Phantasma Killer ability and water physical attacks that can hit all targets. The enemy can remove your party's buffs, so you need to carefully time the use of SAs that give large status boosts. Keep an eye on your status and try to reapply buffs as they are removed. So notice that buffs are going to be gone. Crash. You know what? I'm not even going to go there. Moving on. Skill 3. Phantasma Killer is effective. I keep saying I'm not going to go there, and my brain is just tempting me to do it. Phantasma Killer is effective. Thunder physical attacks are effective. Jabberwock ×1. Enemy skills. Self, increase strength. Foes, plural, decrease physical buffs. And self, remove debuffs. Physical resistance down 40. Thunder resistance down 60. Everything else is neutral. So aside from turn 1, everything else is going to be pretty, mandatory. But it looks like turn 1 actually, while it's going to favor fire, you might be able to run a lot of different teams there for a decent amount of damage. You're going to have to be really smart with your team building, but for those of you that did not buy all the way into the latest banner, there's a good opportunity there for you. Danmemo schedule for tomorrow. This is it says 11:10. Remember, that's JP time. It says tomorrow we're getting the rerun tail with the rerun gotchas and the new Astrea Record gotcha. If you want my opinion, I think the Astrea Record gotcha is a much better thing to buy into at the moment. There will be an Astrea Record bundle. Notice Lost Justice 4-star guaranteed 11 draw ticket times 1. Lost Justice 11 draw ticket times 1. Labyrinth 4-star 11 draw ticket times 2. Ascension Follow times 1. If that's all in here, that is wild. I feel like that's going to be different bundles. I don't think that's... But it looks like it's one bundle. Labyrinth 4-star guaranteed times 2. Because the Lost Justice times 1 and Lost Justice 11 draw... Well, let's see how this plays out. If that's one, I don't think that's going to be one bundle. If that's one bundle, that's unfortunate. That'd be a mistake. That'd be a serious mistake. Record Buster will be back, and it will be Revis. Remember that War Game runs out tonight, so make sure you finish up your War Games. 7th Zone, likewise, is going to be retiring tonight and coming back tomorrow. Scheduled for 11/17. This is next week. We have War Game and 7th Zone. That is about it. Now, that following Thursday, we will be getting Familia Rush. So we are a week and change out of Familia Rush. So if you want to hit those other banners to try to bolster your teams, it's kind of like now's the time. So that's kind of it for now. The main thing that you really want to pay attention to more than anything else is the new Astrea Record stuff. I did say we were going to cover Astrea Record. We covered a little bit of it, and I have a couple videos recorded on it. I want to finish up the Eyes in the Wonderland story, and then we'll start dropping that. So if you're here tomorrow night, we'll probably do some recordings on that, either on Astrea. Probably I'll try to get Astrea Record out. But a lot of you guys really enjoy doing the Eyes in Wonderland stuff on stream, so let me know in the comments whether you'd rather do Astrea Record tomorrow or Eyes in the Wonderland. I can push all that to tomorrow night's stream, depending upon what you say. Then, of course, like I said, next week is Ultimate War Game 7th Zone and Familia Rush. Not a huge amount. Don't expect a big video next week on the news, but I will at least cover these, so it's going to be a real quick one next week. Then, the week after that, I would expect some big news. We haven't had a big new event, and we've got an event running out around that time. So it'll probably be about time for maybe, not probably anniversary reruns yet. They'll probably wait for the current reruns to expire. So we might get something new starting next week, a new winter event or something. Maybe something that piggybacks on Reverie. Hard to tell. But we'll have to see. 2 weeks' time. See you there. Like, comment, share, all the good stuff, and I'll catch you all on the next one. And hopefully tomorrow night's stream, too, 9 p.m. Eastern. See you there.